mentioned fasting before. That was another topic I wanted to discuss with you.
Yep.
One, why did you decide to do 5 days? Is there specific benefits to 5 days? And what's the science around fasting? Why does it benefit human beings?
Great. Fasting 101. Here we go. Masterclass as much as I can get out. We eat food for fuel, and naturally throughout human history, there have been times or periods of time where food is not accessible. So our human body has a built-in system where if we go multiple days without food, we don't die. We don't starve. We tap into secondary resources, energy stores, ketones, which is like a fat burning fuel source, like stored fat, as a way to keep us alive until we find food. Now, on that journey, after 3 days, you're a caveman and you haven't eaten and you're looking for food. One, you're out of energy, so you're likely walking everywhere. You're not doing any high intensity exercise, moving. You're just looking and searching. And as you're looking and searching, your vision gets more sharp because you're looking for food. Your sense of smell gets more sharp because you're smelling for anything that can satiate the body. So we're far removed from that, but the voluntary act of fasting for multiple days puts you in a state of ketosis where you're tapping into a different energy store. And also in that, a natural byproduct for me that I enjoy is this heightened arousal state. I'm depleted of energy. I don't got time for people's bullshit. So back to holiday party, Aunt Martha. I don't have an Aunt Martha, but we'll just say I have an Aunt Martha's talking my ear out. I'm not gonna like. I love you, Aunt Martha, and I'm listening, but I'm gonna choose what's best for me in the moment. Regardless, I find energy conservation is key. In again today's day and age, we aren't really focused on energy conservation. Our body is oversaturated with food and fuel. And as we are oversaturated with food and fuel, the system that requires our body to use that food and fuel, it's lazy. It's like, oh, these are our cells. This is our mitochondria, the parts of our body that utilizes energy and turns it into energy. Transduction, which is one of my words of the year, 2024. Momentum and transduction. Those are my words. So fasting, again, purposeful starvation in a way that creates your body to go into a survival state. And in the survival state, autophagy takes place. Autophagy is the cleansing of inefficient cells. So you got trillions and trillions of cells, and you're constantly cells are constantly dying and then being renewed, dying and being renewed. Skin cells, you get a scratch, it scabs up, it scars, and then all of a sudden you got fresh skin. So you're constantly replenishing. Multi-day fasting amplifies that replenishing and cleansing cellular process. Also, mitophagy, that's the cleansing and clearing of mitochondria, which creates energy. So those are like the physiological benefits. Now you got the gut. The gut microbiome is something that needs to be regulated every now and then, or else you're going to have bad bugs controlling the stomach, which controls your brain, which controls your thinking. Often I get grumpy if I hadn't had food in a while, as do most people. So what happens when I'm fasting for multiple days is I get fucking grumpy. Excuse my language. I get angry. I get mad. I get irritable. But it's not me, Justin, getting irritable. It's my stomach, gut microbiome out of balance getting irritable that it's about to be rebalanced. So for me, there's this amazing positive mental health component that originates in the gut. So I'm re-regulating my gut health microbiome. Those are a few of the most primary reasons that I love the practice. Thirdly, I feel great. I feel cleansed. I feel clear. I feel in tune with my true self. Like I feel like down to the core of my being. At the end of my 5 days and I start to reintroduce food, I don't eat like crazy. There's a slow, mindful, disciplined way in which you reintroduce food, calories into your body. But as I reintroduce food, I feel like I'm fueling my soul. I'm not just eating to eat. I'm really like in deep nature with myself. And that sensation carries for weeks. I'm like 3 weeks post that process, and I feel like I still feel a profound benefit. And I'll likely do another multi-day, 5-day fast, maybe at the end of the month, early February. So every month and a half. I've heard that quarterly is the best frequency for 5-day fasts or 4-day fasts. Multi-day fast is basically anything like over 48 hours. That's 2 days. So there's some variability. I had the thought about doing an 11-day fast, but then the pastrami got me, man. It looked so good. And I was like, okay, cool. I got 5 days. I don't need to go for 11. It's holidays. Come on. Like, we don't need to, like, why am I punishing myself? Good job. 5 days was good. But I do have it in my head in the next calendar year, I'll do an 11-day fast. That's my next goal. So,
Whoa.
yeah, I know. Questions that I typically get.
Yeah.
Aren't you going to lose
Lay it
muscle?
on me.
Dude, aren't you going to lose muscle mass? Like, what do you do for workouts? This, that. I still walk. I definitely don't do my normal workout routine. I still go to work and I still participate. And I would say a little bit more clear because I shift from glycosis to ketosis. So using glycogen to using ketones that are naturally endogenous ketones that are used in my body. So I'm very sharp, very clear, very capable of doing my work. Do I lose muscle mass? Yes, of course. I'm not working out for 5 days and I'm not eating protein or anything. Is that detrimental? No. Like, I've gained it back quick. I get back into food, start to load up, and I get back in my routine, and my muscles feel stronger than they were prior, or they quickly return to base value of hypertrophy and of strength. So, of course, there's a temporary atrophy of muscle strength and muscle mass. Yeah. And then you get it back. So I think there's a lot of fear around fasting, of course. But there's also a lot of maybe an ungrounded fear that's not really rooted in understanding. And if anyone has questions, I'm passionate about it. I did my first 5-day fast almost a year ago, January, February, March. So it was March. Loved it. Did another 5-day fast, March, April, May. Loved it. And then I did another one in August. Loved it. And then I just did this last one. Did I do one in October? Maybe did one. I did a 4-day in October, and then I did another one. So I did 5 multi-day fasts in the last calendar year. I see it, and I believe that I'll continue to be doing these for the next 10 plus years. Like, I don't see why not. The research is profound. It's great for preventative mental health, Alzheimer's prevention, longevity, brain health. I feel like it's as beneficial or more than some of the cold plunging stuff I do, but I combine them all. I do it all.